Change doesn't happen when you try harder. It happens when you design your life so the right actions become the natural ones. That is the core idea behind atomic habits. Small, consistent behaviors compound into meaningful transformation. But the real power of the book is not in the theory. It's in the application. And most people never apply it correctly. Here's the truth. Habits don't change your life because they are big. They change your life because they are repeated. A tiny action, performed consistently, becomes a pattern. A pattern becomes a routine. A routine becomes an identity. And identity is what shapes your future. Imagine this moment. You walk into your kitchen in the morning. Your phone is on the counter. Without thinking, you reach for it. That's a habit loop in action, automatic, effortless, invisible. Now imagine replacing that loop with one that serves you. A glass of water, a journal, a book, a moment of clarity instead of distraction. That's the promise of applying atomic habits in real life. The big idea is simple. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And when you build systems that support the person you want to become, change becomes inevitable. Most people fail to change their habits because they rely on motivation. Motivation feels powerful in the moment, but it fades quickly. It's unstable. It's emotional. It's inconsistent. And habits built on motivation collapse the moment life becomes stressful. The real reason habits matter is because they operate beneath awareness. They shape your days quietly. They influence your decisions before you consciously make them. They determine whether your life feels intentional or reactive. And because habits compound, the cost of a bad habit, or the benefit of a good one, grows exponentially over time. Here's a micro story. A man decides to get healthier. He buys new shoes, downloads an app, and promises himself he'll run every morning. For 3 days he does. On the 4th day he's tired. On the 5th he's busy. By the 7th, the shoes are back in the closet. This is not a failure of discipline. It's a failure of design. The environment didn't support the habit. The friction was too high. The identity wasn't reinforced. The loop wasn't engineered. This is why atomic habits matters. It gives you a blueprint for designing behavior that lasts. It shifts the focus from intensity to consistency, from outcomes to identity, from motivation to systems. When you understand why habits matter, you stop blaming yourself for inconsistency. You stop assuming you lack discipline. You stop thinking change requires dramatic effort. Instead, you recognize that your brain is simply following the patterns it has learned. And if patterns can be learned, they can be redesigned. To apply atomic habits in real life, you need a clear, structured framework. The book gives us 4 laws of behavior change, a practical system for building good habits and breaking bad ones. 1. Make it obvious. Habits begin with cues. If the cue is invisible, the habit never starts. You must design your environment so the right cues are impossible to miss. A book on your pillow. A water bottle on your desk. A journal open on the table. Visibility creates consistency. 2. Make it attractive. You don't crave the habit. You crave the feeling the habit gives you. Pair the habit with something you enjoy. Listen to your favorite playlist while cleaning. Make your workspace aesthetically pleasing so you want to sit down and work. Attraction fuels repetition. 3. Make it easy. The brain resists anything that feels difficult. Reduce friction. Shorten the distance between you and the habit. Prepare your environment the night before. Start with the smallest possible version of the habit. 1 page, 1 minute, 1 action. Ease creates momentum. For Make it satisfying. Your brain repeats what feels rewarding. Track your progress. Celebrate consistency. Reinforce the identity you're building. Satisfaction closes the loop. These 4 laws form a complete system. Obvious, attractive, satisfying. A structure that aligns with how your mind naturally works. Most people try to change the response, the behavior, directly. But the behavior is the 3rd step in the loop. Change begins earlier. Change begins with design. Here is how to apply atomic habits in real life, calmly, intelligently, and sustainably. 1. Redesign your environment. Environment is stronger than motivation. If your environment doesn't support the habit will fail. Place cues where you can't ignore them. Remove friction from the behaviors you want. Increase friction for the behaviors you want to avoid. Microstory. A woman wanted to stop scrolling at night. She didn't rely on discipline. She simply charged her phone in another room. The habit disappeared in 2 days, not because she changed her willpower, but because she changed her environment. 2. Use identity-based habits. Don't focus on outcomes. Focus on identity. Instead of, I want to read more, shift to, I am a reader. Instead of, I want to exercise, shift to, I am someone who moves daily. Identity creates consistency because it changes the story you tell yourself. 3. Start smaller than you think. If a habit feels too big, it won't stick. Shrink it. 1 push-up. 1 paragraph. 1 minute of meditation. Small actions bypass resistance and build momentum. 4. Use habit stacking. Pair a new habit with an existing one. After I make coffee, I read 1 page. After I brush my teeth, I stretch for 1 minute. After I sit at my desk, I plan my top 3 tasks. Stacking creates automatic routines. 5. Track your progress. What gets measured gets reinforced. Use a simple checklist. A calendar. A notebook. Tracking creates satisfaction, the final step of the loop. You now understand how to apply atomic habits in real life. Not as theory, not as motivation, but as a system. Make your habits obvious. Make them attractive. Make them easy. Make them satisfying. Redesign your environment. Reinforce your identity. Start small. Stack habits. Track progress. This is how real change happens. Quietly, consistently, and sustainably. If this breakdown helped you understand how to apply atomic habits in your daily life, subscribe to Books Insights for more premium, minimalist explanations of psychology, productivity, and self-improvement. Now that you know how to apply habits, watch our next video.